Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to SFM Official. Just rebooting here from some technical difficulties. You may have seen a beautiful poster from Sebring. That's fake news. This is actually Le Mans. So we're just getting all of our systems reset here for the fourth stint. Sometimes the PC needs to breathe a little bit. It's just how it goes some days. So we'll be with you momentarily. If anybody in chat would like to say hello or hop in the comms booth, let me know and we'll get you set up with that. Lots of action going on here. Hello to everybody. So, fellow race fans, anybody have any predictions of who's going to run strongly today in this stint? Anyone in GT or LMP1? Give us a shout and we'll talk about your predictions. So hearing watch out for Gashley from CK the Flying Scot, it's not very nice. Alright, we should be back in business now here with our normal video. Alright, so it looks like we're only missing one more person and then we will be all set to go here. Just making sure I'm in the right power group for consistency reasons. Get to see the nice TEC Lamborghini safety car that was never actually used. So if you watched stint number 3, you would have seen that incredible GT fight at the end between Williams Roadrunner, JSR South, and RBR Venom, with RZM Servi just a little bit behind. Those four covered by less than 100 feet after an hour and 40 minutes. One of the narrowest stint margins that we've ever seen here on TORA. Pretty cool stuff. Just waiting for TLR Law here to get us all situated. So let's take a look at some of these cars again while we wait. So TLR Law, oh, it's not going to show me them. Of course not. Alright, so we'll go through the field again for the start of this stint. We're going to have TLR Law, Snuffleupagus, LSEM Insanity, LSEM Yesko or Jesko, not sure how that's meant to be said, BTX Gashley, VM Adler Girl, AMS Huracan, SSR Envy, LSEM Zero, RZM Phoenix, Chasmo, TPR Zermatt, ESV Scottson, Ace Captain Slow, Zombie Gutkill, Williams Mitch, SSR Bobberts, AMR Lawrence, SVR Twitch, and Koenigsegg R. So we're just waiting for Law here to load everything up. Shouldn't be too much longer. Lots of hosts, lots of people. It's bound to take a moment sometimes. So while he does that, the commentator here is going to take this opportunity to get some water, because 3 hours of talking makes your throat pretty dry. So we'll be right back. Good news, everyone! The track is being loaded. This means we're going to start any minute now. Loading, 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 load high. Let's get a musical going on in here. We will rock you. It's fun stuff, right? Alright, so now we can show you the grid. It's going to be Scottson up first, Ace Captain Slow in second for this stint. Then it's going to be AMS Huracan in third, TLR Law will be rolling off in the fourth position, SSR Envy in fifth, LSCM Insanity in sixth, LSCM Jesco in seventh. And it would appear that I will have a co-commentator for this stint in the form of LSCM Boost. As soon as we can get him in here, we will do so. In GT, it's going to be Mitch leading the way, followed by TPR Zermatt, Chasmo, RZM Phoenix, AMR Lawrence, LSCM Zero, SSR Bobberts, Koenigsegg R, SVR Twitch, Snuffleupagus, and it looks like we're loading in, which is curious because I wasn't able to press the spectate button. Oh, wait, hang on. Alright, so for some reason it readied me up, so hopefully Law sees that and aborts the start. Very good, okay. Whew, that almost went poorly. So let's get LSCM Boost in here for some fun stuff here. Pardon the Discord sound. Alright, so Boost, can you hear me, friend?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. So everybody say hello to LSCM Boost.
Hi, I'm slow. Yeah, there's an introduction for you.
It's quite alright. So just real quick, the rest of the grid. Mitch, Zermatt, Chasmo, Phoenix, Lawrence, Zero, Bobberts, Koenigsegg, Twitch, Snuff, Adler Girl, Gashly, and Zombie Got Kill. And we're going to start. So Boost, welcome to SFM Official on the comms booth. You're the second LSEM driver in as many stints to hop in here.
Yeah, thank you very much for the warm welcome. Can't wait to see these cars drive around this racetrack.
Yep, we're going
For
to
a
do the
couple.
80 miles an hour single file under the Dunlop Bridge, and then they're going to punch it.
Ooh, I love it when they punch it.
Yeah. So I've been told that you're able to do a spectacular way to launch this, so can I get a boogity 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 stylized?
Boogity, 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 yeah!
That just made my whole day. Alright, so the race is now underway. We're riding on board with TLR Law. In front is AMS Huracan, Ace Captain Slow, and ESV Scottson, and just behind SSR Envy, who has already crashed.
Oh.
So that's not gone well. Oh my god! Oh, there's been a crash. Envy trying to get it back together, staking out a couple of drivers. That has to be a restart.
Yeah,
So
I imagine so.
So we're gonna duck out here. Unfortunate beginning to this stint. Some good old violence. Don't you just love it?
Violence may not solve all your problems, but it is entertaining to watch.
Absolutely. Hearing that it was a brake line glitch that resulted in that insanity to happen. So we're just gonna clip that for posterity.
Yeah, always nice to get a nice clip. Nice.
Clipperino machine will be busy today.
Oh yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, and this is our first night stint as well.
It
So
is.
get the added modifier of not being able to see anything. It's great.
Yeah, and the drivers might have pitch blackness. They might have a morning sunrise. There's really no way for us to know here in the booth. It kind of varies wildly. It could be really good. It could be really awful. There's no way to know. And it looks like we've just lost LSEM 0. Not sure if he was meant to be here or not. Something tells me he was. So we're going to have to get 0 back in here.
So
There he
I have a
is.
bit of a problem. My mommy's telling me to go outside and help her with something for like 5 minutes. I'm really sorry.
Ugh, it's okay. Top 10
I'll
anime
be back.
betrayals right there.
I'll be back, I promise.
Okay, I'll see you later, Boost. Thanks for coming by, even if it was only for a moment.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to reload the track one more time here because LSEM 0 disconnected. And after that time, we'll be good to go. And if you are just tuning in, this is Stint 4 of 12 for the TORA Le Mans Revisite. Revisite meaning revisited, or a throwback, but in French, so it sounds cooler. Riveting stuff, I know, all these loading screens. It's a fact of life for esports racing. Sometimes you just gotta do it. So, if you're looking for some more racing to do on TORA, you can check out the GT Cup series in a few weeks. That should be getting started. Previously announced on the TORA radio show on Radio Le Mans. And it looks like we've lost 0 again, so we're going to have to load things again. But yeah, GT Cup, really cool series. It's GT cars and GTA. So, 2 GT classes. Very different from BGT, but still kind of similar. So who's got some good internet-themed memes for me regarding packet loss and connection transfer and all that stuff? What do you guys got? Got to give me something here. Connection memes, says Scott. It's not a very exciting meme. So it looks like we've quickly flown over to Daytona, probably to pick up some Florida snacks, I guess, for Le Mans. If there's one thing America does right, it's food. I should know. I live here, and I eat way too much of it. So real quick, we'll be hopping back in our super fast jet back to Le Mans to hopefully get this rolling. Thank you, Divine, for your commentary. Alright, so back to Le Mans. Here we go. Take number 3. We're loading, loading, loading. Any moment now, just waiting for the drivers to hop back in their cars. Luckily, they're all relatively fit young men for the most part, a few ladies as well. So we are going to get started in just a few seconds. Just need Twitch, Koenigsegg to get up. So just a refresher on the liveries. Here's SSR red, which is actually blue. VTX OMA, Beast Mode, SFM Pegasus, SVR red, SVR orange, SSR, I don't remember, the LSEM car, AMR and a spare, I think it's called, Servulicious M3, ESV PlayStation Porsche, JSR Joda and our boy Zoom, highlighted by Zermatt, SVR Purple, LSEM Scrubs Go Racing Team Demolition, LSEM Team Lightspeed Now, SSR Red, I believe, Tech Life Racing, AMS, and then all the way at the top, SFM Competizione, which I'll be in next stint, and ESV. We're going to get started here with stint number 4. Going to start on board with TLR Law. Just a few more seconds, everybody. And Boost, can you hear me?
I'm back. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Perfect timing.
Yep.
So we're going to get rolling again. 80 miles an hour, single file, punching it under Dunlop. See that nice bright R15 of SFM in second behind Scottson. In third is Huracan for AMS. We're riding on board with TLR Law, and right behind him is SSR Envy. So this is the night stint, as we were saying. What you see may not be what the drivers see. It could be later, it could be darker for them. So under Dunlop Bridge we go. And stint 4 is live. Scottson and Ace getting a pretty good launch over Huracan. Seems like all the P1s are going to make it through the first sector without crashing this time. This is a very good improvement.
Well, was there a crash last time?
There was.
Oh.
And this is a sentence I'm never going to say again, but it looks like Ace Captain Slow might pass Scottson into the braking zone.
Oh my god!
I know, right? It's simply incredible! Alright, so Scott's going to hold the lead here. He'll probably never relinquish it. But in the back, some contact between the AMS and TLR vehicles. No love lost there. So let's check on that GT battle for the lead at the start. We're going to jump back to Chasmo, and you can see that Mitch and Zermatt have gotten away. Just behind is Lawrence taking over from South, and then a little bit behind those guys, RZM Phoenix taking over from Servi. Now, Boost, have you raced against a bunch of these guys before in GT?
I've raced with some of them just in general in the past, and they're all very much quicker than me by a lot. They are fast boys, let me tell you what. And yeah, they know how to use the triggers. And God, I'm terrible at commentating.
It's alright, we all got to start somewhere, man. You'll pick it up. So, riding on board with Chasmo here, we saw Turismo lose a bit of ground last stint compared to the opening salvo by, I believe it was Mashi's. So Chasmo's going to be trying to claw some of that gap back, taking care to avoid the tire wall there. Just look behind and make sure everybody else makes it through, and I think they did, so that has gone pretty well. Not too much changing of position thus far. Just a little bit of a difference here. Bring up the distance gaps so you guys can follow along. But Zermatt and Mitch have checked out on the field already, several hundred feet back to Chasmo. You can just see the Aston Martins, perhaps a little bit more suited to the nighttime conditions on cold tires. Wouldn't exactly be surprising. Let's see if everybody makes it through Roadrunner corner. Okay, he almost hit it, but Roadrunner did survive. It looks like the rest of the field as well has made it through. So we're going to see who's going to lead the first lap. Is it going to be Huracan or is it going to be Scottson? Find out now on your phones. History would tell us it's probably going to be Scott, just based on how well Harmonic and Europa have driven that car so far tonight. And Scott is going to lead the first lap in LMP1. Huracan just a little bit behind, followed by Ace Captain Slow and TLR Law. So nothing unexpected thus far, Boost. Everybody kind of following the script, so to say.
Yeah, nice and steady in these initial laps of the race.
And we're going to see now how Roadrunner and Zermatt complete the first lap. I predict Roadrunner is going to get it, and he does. Very good. So those three have now made it through.
Yep.
Yes, Roadrunner corner is a thing. It's been so christened by participants in the Forza RC. I'm surprised you haven't heard of that before. That's alright. So something tells me Zermatt and Mitch are going to be battling all stint, so I think we can safely step away from this and come back to it. But let's take a look at that lead battle now. We're riding on board with TLR Law. The two Audis have been known to hit 231 miles per hour together in the draft, which is just ridiculously fast. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those deals. You can get some wicked speed in that car. And it's not like it becomes hard to drive at that speed. It just is faster in a straight line than the Peugeot. But the Peugeot makes up for it with acceleration.
Yeah.
You can see that in the opening couple of laps, the two Peugeots, the Huracan and Scottson, have kind of rocketed away. Whoa, that was an off-track pass. Law missed his braking point, avoided Ace Captain Slow, and he's going to rejoin the track nice and safely here. Very heads-up driving there. Good avoidance. Darks are approved.
Yes. But, going back to the Peugeot talk there, like, when I was doing my stint, just, 15 minutes ago, like, I was in a little bit of a battle with Captain Slow, and, like, from 0 to 200, I guess you could say, the Peugeot would pull away, but then after that, the Audi would just reel it in. Super hard. Again. Tight stuff.
Yeah, it really can be pretty hairy on these cars.
Yeah.
So we are riding on board with LSEM Jesco at the moment. in the Peugeot. And joining us in the booth now will be LSEM Apex. Hello there.
His mic is muted in the Discord call. Let's go.
Alright, so we'll come back to that in a moment. Check back in on those GTs. We got Zermatt battling Mitch here. And Apex, can you hear us now? Can you hear me, Apex?
Yeah, I got you.
There we go. Okay. So, what have you been thinking of this battle here between Roadrunner and Zermatt?
Yes. You got me?
Yep, I got you. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh, hold on. I'm losing you guys.
Technical difficulties here in the comms box. Our setup is made of tin foil and aluminum cans. Very high tech.
Yeah, latest and greatest in bootleg technology.
Absolutely. So, still on board with Zermatt here. This is just kind of a continuation of the last stint. The Astons just kind of following each other, everybody else fighting for scraps. The other Aston battling another German car, like a Porsche or BMW, in this case the Porsche. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that's a good point from Solar, actually, about the draft. Most of this track is flat out straights, so if you can stay behind somebody, you can actually save a lot of time, and perhaps more importantly, you can save a lot of fuel, which is very, 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 very important in the first pit stop. You want to be able to go long enough to where you can pit without endangering yourself in terms of the final pit cycle. So it looks like Ace is actually hanging on pretty closely to the back of Huracan here. I say as he loses the ground from almost spinning out. But you can kind of see the gaps are forming a little bit more slowly than they were in the daytime, just because a lot of these drivers won't be very familiar with the way the cars work at night. They're not going to... Some of them probably won't have nighttime specific setups. So it's going to change the flow of the race a little bit. You're going to see people braking a little bit earlier, turning in a little bit later. The cars are just going to be fundamentally different now. Alright, and Apex, can you hear us now?
Nah, I believe he's just in chat that to not say his name until he can hear us, so...
Alright then. Continuing here with tin cans and aluminum foil. Riding on board with Ace Captain Slow in the SFM Competizione car, which I will be hopping in next stint. Apologize for the crunching noise you may be hearing, not quite sure what that is. Gonna jump back to RZ and Phoenix in the M3. Looks like a pretty good battle going on there against LSEM Zero's Ferrari. Look at the straight line speed of that M3.
Oh, they're going side by side.
Yeah. I've heard that that particular car can get up to 194 in a straight line, and the Ferrari can get 192, but the Ferrari takes a little bit longer to get there.
Yes, it does. It's also very difficult to tune.
So,
yeah.
riding on the back of Phoenix here. And he's going to be going right up against Zero. Just jumps in behind. Apparently I've said the top speeds backwards. The Ferrari does 194, the M3 does 187, but the M3 gets to its top speed more quickly. So thank you for the correction, Solar. Right, I think we'll try to hear from LSCM Apex a little bit later on, after he figures out the audio on his end. So we'll try that again, perhaps in another stint. So do apologize for that. So still on board with Phoenix. And it does look like our, as expected, ESV Peugeot is pulling away a little bit. Scottson, the X-Class specialist, doing what he does. Huracan hanging on. But in the GTs, there's a pretty good battle actually developing in the mid-pack. We'll jump back to Snuffleupagus here. He's got a bunch of cars on his tail. BM Adler Girl from Germany. Zombie Gut Kill from America. Bunch of drivers just so close to each other.
It'd be nice if only we were to get a nice order of chicken sendies, if you know what I'm saying.
Chicken sendies. You know, I've not heard that one before, but I think I'm going to use it now.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I mean, heck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. Chicken sendies. That is a new one. So riding on board with BM Adlergirl, chasing down Snuffleupagus and the Pegasus car, and these are two more of those cars that are going to be kind of yo-yoing up and down the leaderboard a little bit. Not really falling too much, but the pace of the drivers is not exactly congruent through the race. So we might see a move being made here. The Corvette is way faster than the Porsche in a straight line, a couple miles an hour. You can just see the acceleration happening a little bit. Up on the left side here. She's going to apply full send. No, Snuff is going to hold the brakes. Very good defending from Snuff.
Yeah. Solid defense going on there.
Just about an hour ago, we heard from Snuff in the comms box, so he's back in the driver's seat. And a little bit further up the road, SSR Bobbert's trying to chase down AMR Lawrence. You can just try to illustrate how the lights work here. Assuming this is how the drivers can see, try to keep your eyes on the back of Lawrence's Aston Martin in front. See when you lose sight of him. It's not really very easy to distinguish once he gets too far ahead.
Yeah, it just kind of blends into the darkness.
Yeah. So just imagine that you're in a prototype now, and you're trying to distinguish what's a GT car or what's a tire wall. You know, it takes a lot of processing power in your brain to do that.
Yeah. It looks like the protos are not too far behind from GT pack. Protos entering that first chicane.
Yeah, we're going to see about every 6 or 7 laps, the class interaction's happening. It's about a 30 to 40 seconds, depending on the driver in either class. It looks like somebody may have had an issue at the back. Koenigsegg R. That car does not sound healthy. Let's take a look. No, it doesn't appear to be anything wrong. So perhaps Koenigsegg simply had an off. Not really sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's have a little dent in the rear bumper. It looks fine. It'll buff out.
Yeah, I mean, these cars all have like 6,000 cents of bodywork anyway for the weekend.
Yes, of course, of course.
It looks like Snuffleupagus may have also had some issues. I'm wondering if these two are related. Oh, he's broken. Snuff is broken. So the SFM Pegasus is having some problems. Now I'm starting to wonder if the Porsche and the Viper came together in some way and the Porsche just got the worst of it. Not entirely sure what happened there. But Snuff is going to do his best to limp back into the pit lane without losing too much time. Luckily, he's not going to have to make a 4th pit stop because of the Porsche's fuel tank. But that is not ideal for Snuffleupagus to have to do this early.
Yeah, that's...
See somebody else going in as well. Who was that? I think it's BM Adler Girl. Yep, she's coming in as well. Let's take a look real quick. Also broken. So Adler Girl and Snuff and Koenigsegg possibly all coming together. Could there have been a major accident somewhere? Looks like Zermatt is also coming out of the pit lane. So some drama here in the GTE class. And the LMPs are now going to have to start overtaking all these GT guys as we go. So we're going to jump back on to AMS Huracan to see how you make it through at nighttime traffic. And then we'll jump up to Scottson. So you're going to see the SFM Pegasus 911 being overtaken here by the Peugeot any second now. Just look at the closing speed. You see Huracan just has nowhere to go, chose the wrong side there, and now he's going to squeeze through on the inside. And now we'll move up to Scottson. Hearing from Mr. Drive that Snuff Roadrunner corner, as in hit the wall at Arnage. So, ouch. Less than ideal.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend going into a wall. I feel like that would impact your performance in a negative way.
You know, you're probably right, Boost. Walls tend to be bad for straight line speed and turning speed.
Yeah, I think it's just bad all around, you know?
Yeah. Alright, so we might get to see Scottson have to navigate some GT traffic on the brakes in the Mulsanne corner. This could be very exciting. Is that a slow car inside? No, it was not. Okay. So just look off into the distance. You might see it, you might not. There's the taillights. And suddenly Koenigsegg are. This is what the proto guys are going to have to be dealing with all through these night stints. Just slash and dash, all that kind of stuff. Very dangerous maneuvers that have to be made here at night.
But that's what makes it more exciting.
Yeah, seems like Ace Captain Slow lost a few positions. We'll see how he navigates through Snuffleupagus here. Not very often you see multiple team cars on screen at the same time. Stuff wisely gets out of the way. But back at the front, Scottson has some work to do, because if you see on our map, there's a lot of cars going into the Porsche curves right in front of him. So there's a pretty good chance that Scott is going to have to navigate through some of this traffic on the exit of the Porsche curves. Let's kind of see the taillights coming up. The black shadow of a Corvette, I believe. So Scott's going to pick a side. Ah!
Ooh!
Bit of
A
a...
little frisky there.
Yeah, I don't think the Corvette had any idea that Scott was even coming.
Just like you're driving and all of a sudden a wild proto appears and it's ah!
Pretty much. Let's see how Jesco navigates through the Fort chicanes with some traffic in front of him. You can just see the drivers coming. You know they're dreading it, but they have to do it. You can't just sit behind the traffic forever. You gotta get your way through. On board with Scottson again. Only a few more drivers to make his way past, and then he'll be back in clean air. So he's got about a half mile right now over Huracan, and about a further 1,000 feet back to third position. That's pretty much what we expect at night from Scott. He's just going to pull away. There go the GT cars. You can barely even see them as he goes by. Really only the headlights give it away. Just a quick correction to Solar and chat. Snuffleupagus is going to be taking over for Stint 5 on the streaming, as I will be driving. So we'll have a fully produced broadcast for the next stint as well.
Yeah, get some quality content going on here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Cool. So Scott has just a couple more GT cars to dispatch, then we'll go back through and show you some more battling. There goes Boberts, I believe, doing a great job so far, and that's going to be Lawrence. I lied, there's one more. I think that's going to be Chasmo, because the other two leaders pitted earlier.
Yep.
And then it was Chasmo, very good. That's a good thing I can read. We'll jump back to LSEM Jesco, see how he's going to navigate through Mulsanne Corner. Hopefully well, we'll find out momentarily.
I hope so too.
See if we can find a good GT battle for everybody to watch. Looks like Mitch has gotten away from Zermatt a bit, making his way through the field, so we'll jump back to Mitch, see how he mitigates the traffic.
I guess I'll look through the field here, see if I see anything interesting going on.
Okay, we do apologize for the momentary silence there, having some technical difficulties. Back to the race. It looks like Mitch is now on his own. I think some people might be pitting. It looks like VTX Gashley is in the pit lane. I think Koenigsegg R was thinking about going in. No, he decided not to. Okay. So just Gashley and Mitch in the pits then? No, Mitch is not pitting. So just Gashley and Chasmo then. Oh, a bunch of people. Chasmo,
Yeah.
Lawrence, Zermatt, Zero. Just missed the whole pit cycle there. So everybody should be back on the level playing field now. And Scottson has checked out on Huracan, who has checked out on Jesco, who's checked out on Insanity. So the Protos are relatively spread out at this point in the race. SSR Bobbert's currently leading GT on the pit cycle. He'll probably come out somewhere in the top 5 in that class. Seeing some of the Protos making their way through. And Chasmo is all over the back of TPR Zermatt. These two cars are very, very close on positioning. See if we can figure that out. So that Porsche is going to struggle to get by the Aston. When you were driving your Stint boost, did you happen to notice any of the differences between those two cars specifically?
Not really. I was mostly during my Stint just kind of like, I should probably focus on driving. No, I didn't notice anything. I don't know where I was going with that, I'm sorry.
Okay. So I think what Snauf was alluding to earlier was that the Porsche is the better accelerating of the two cars, but the Aston is the better grip car at high speed. So you can kind of see that there. Zermatt making the move into Mulsanne corner, past Chasmo like he's not even moving. And it's not that Chasmo's slow, it's just that the JSR and our boy Zoom driver Zermatt is just a little bit faster. But back up front, it's still SSR Bobberts, followed by SVR Twitch, Zombie Gut Kill, and Williams Mitch. Mitch probably is the leader on the road after the pit cycle, so we're going to see now if Bobberts rather opts to make his pit entry. So the entirety of the LMP1 class has now made their way past the GTEs, so we shouldn't see any more of those battles for the next couple of laps. Hearing that Lobby C is having some issues with the starting order. It's not good to hear, but it does happen sometimes.
In other news, it seems like Captain Slow got past LCM Insanity,
Ooh.
and TLR Law is, like I saw, 90 feet behind Insanity. So yeah, seems like stuff's going on.
Maybe Law is having some issues. It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Because of those three drivers, I would think that Law would be the faster one. So maybe he had an off again, or maybe he's still recovering from that earlier off.
It may be.
Kind of odd. But yeah, you're right. We're on board with Law, chasing down Insanity. Who is in turn chasing down Ace Captain Slow. Kind of our fight within the fight here. Oh, big crash!
No!
TLR Law, Roadrunners. Ah, almost drives almost drives into SSR Envy. That could have gone very, very poorly.
Some poos come out!
Yes, some poo may have come out. Invest in toilet paper now. Buy Charmin today. That was a very unfortunate accident.
Oh yeah, his suspension, I think, is donezo. He's off in the sand pits.
Yeah, that car is going to be absolutely awful to drive on his way back to the pits. I'm going to be surprised if he keeps it out of the wall.
Oh.
Very, very, very scary accident there for Law.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate there.
So we'll see how he makes it back into the pit lane here. So yeah, nice and slow.
Yeah.
There you go. So Law has now made it back into the pits, and that is the second major incident for him in this stint. Earlier on, he missed the braking zone. So now he's going to be even farther back, and he's probably going to have to make an extra pit stop now because of the fuel tank size in that R15. So he's probably going to have to make 3 or 4 pit stops in total, which is just absolutely devastating for their distance. But that's going to take some pressure off Insanity.
It probably will, yes.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of a breather now.
That being said, SSR Envy isn't too far behind, so maybe keep him on his toes a little bit.
Yeah, only about one or 2 seconds back to Envy. His car does also not sound healthy. So he's probably going to pit the end of this lap or the next lap, depending on how brave he's feeling. But back at the ranch, it's Williams Mitch ahead of Zombie Gutkill. Zombie has not pitted yet, so he's going to lose about 1.5 miles when he does pit. Mitch, we know, has already pitted. You can tell this by the fuel tank. So Mitch doing pretty well so far in this opening segment of stint number 4. Pulling ahead of Chasmo and TPR Zermatt, AMR Lawrence a little bit further adrift. So we're going to ride on board here with Zermatt for a bit, just to see how he battles against the youngster Chasmo.
Yeah, Chasmo did overtake Zermatt, as you can see on screen.
Yeah, I think that was probably on the pit cycle.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. So you can just see a little bit of Zermatt, a bit more efficient on the brakes. Probably going to get a good run out of here on Chasmo's rear, and then promptly lose all the distance again because Porsche acceleration.
He's still hanging on.
Yeah, he's not losing as much as we would think he might have, but you know, it's still frustrating, I would imagine. It sounded like a unforced upshift there. That was weird sounding. Excuse me.
Oh, Chasmo, I think you got a little bit of a bad exit out of there. Yeah.
So it's going to be on into the braking zone now. Who's going to be braver?
It's now time for a game of chicken. Who will win? Find out in the next episode of
TORA Z.
That sounded a lot better than what I had to say. But Chasmo inside is able to hold on to position.
Yep. And Zermatt's going to be fuming now because he doesn't want to be battling Chasmo. He wants to be chasing down Mitch. This is essentially just costing Zermatt valuable distance over the SVR purple entry.
Indeed.
Chasmo got some work to do here to try to keep in front.
Definitely holding on to position very well, though.
Alright, so if anybody here in chat would like to come say hello, let us know. Perhaps somebody would like to be interviewed about one of the other entries in the field. We did that at Sebring. It's pretty cool. Got some of the artists in, some of the tuners. It's pretty cool insights that we were able to make.
Yes, indeed. A lot of stuff definitely does go on behind the scenes, you know, before race day, all the preparation and whatnot. A lot of effort put in by all the teams and drivers. Pretty cool to see, honestly, in my opinion.
Teams, drivers, organizers. There's a lot that goes into this.
Yes, I think I forgot to make the organizers there. My apologies!
It's quite alright, we don't offend easily.
Okay, good. I'd like to come back around sometime.
So I think that we may be seeing a pit stop shortly here by Scottson. Nope, okay, he's staying out. But we are going to see a lot of traffic overtaking, so this could get pretty exciting. Keep on board with Scottson for the next lap or so here as he makes his way through the GTs.
Yep. And welcome to How to Deal with Lap Traffic 101 here with ESV Sconson.
A true master of the prototype cars. Catching up to the back of Snuffleupagus, who has made significant inroads back onto the field from his earlier incident. Wisely jumps out of the way there from Scottson. And now Scott is going to be hunting down the artist known as ETX Gashley. So you'll see a silver and black blur hurtling up in a moment. That'll be Scott. See the headlights shimmering in the background. Gashley's currently trying to chase down BM Adligro out of Germany. So you see he's leaving the left side open for Scott to use there. It's a pretty wise move, telegraphing your line early. Such is the closing speed of these cars. So there goes Scott. So next group to see this group is going to be RZM Phoenix and BM Adligro. So you'll see the white headlights of the Peugeot going past the yellow headlights of the Corvette any second now. So move on back to Mr. Scottson. And he's going to have to play the game of where's the car in front of me as I approach the 225 mile per hour braking zone. And the answer is well and truly clear. So no problems at all for Scott. Easily clears the corner. And he's going to quite easily dispatch Adlergirl. And just look at the gap now that's opened up between the top three and the bottom four in LMP1. You can just see there's like a whole half straightaway, effectively 2 miles between them after only about 40 minutes of the stint. See Phoenix getting past there. That's going to take us up to one of the LSM entries. I think that is Zombie Gut Kill, so it's an SSR car, my mistake. Zombie used to be on LSCM, and now he's not, for reasons that can be found on Twitter.
Yes.
Ah, we have an
What is
LSCM
always
man
like
in
that?
chat. I should have known. You would know this.
Yes.
See Twitch just getting blown by Scott there. Next victim will be LSEM 0, formerly TUS Julian. So we'll see Scott catching him into the Ford chicanes, which we are approaching right now. I think somebody's diving into the pits, so we're going to watch Koenigsegg make his entry.
Oh yeah, and then Scottson's also editing it as well.
Yeah.
Right now.
So Scott making his pit stop right now. Enters the pit lane. And now we'll see what Huracan does. Is he going to follow the leader? Or is he going to try to lead a lap, even though there's no benefit to doing so? All right, he's going to duck in. Heavy braking. Nice, clean pit entry. Remember, Mead got a penalty for cutting the entrance. So,
Oh yeah, I did see the clip of that.
some solid entry there from Huracan. See what Jesco does. Comes in as well. So the top three all pitting. You can see Scottson's got about a pit stop's worth of gap over Jesco after the cycle ends. And that means Scott's going to have to pass all of these GT cars again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. So there's Snuff again, wisely just going to brake a little bit extra to let Scott through to their mutual benefit. Scott's going to have to do it all over again. So now we're going to jump back to Ace Captain Slow, see if he is going to also make a pit stop here. I would think that if he hasn't already, he would be doing it either this lap or the next lap, so he's probably pitted already.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at 91% fuel. So.
Sanity is staying out as well, and Envy is also going to stay out, and Law also staying out. So this is all the true gaps now on cycle. And we're going to hop back on board with Scott as he passes the VTX Corvette into the first chicane and almost misses the corner. Good job, Scott, getting it slowed down. He wouldn't want to cut the track. Frederick in Twitch chat, yes, this is a 24-hour race. There are 12 stints of 1 hour and 40 minutes, with approximately 20 minutes allowed for results collection and downtime between stints. See Scott catching up to Adler Girl again.
Can you get that feeling of deja vu?
It's all over again.
Yeah. Just been in this place before, man.
Goes the RZM car. And the field is all pretty much spread out at this point. There's not too many people close to each other, but it does look like Boberts and Lawrence are relatively close. Aldecar Insanity is running in the, I believe, 6th position right now, 5th position in P1, about 3 miles behind the leader. So it's a solid run, not fantastic, not terrible, but still digging. So we're riding on board with SSR Boberts, one of the newer people to TORA here for endurance, chasing down AMR Lawrence. Aldecar, the gap between Insanity and car in front is a couple hundred feet, so a few seconds at most. But back to Boberts, only about a second off of Lawrence, which is impressive because Lawrence was pretty dominant in the TORA Endurance Championship last year. I think he's actually jumping in the pits now as Lawrence. So here he goes. Everybody seems to be hitting that right side wall there.
Yeah, you know, it looks nice and comfy. You just want to give it it's a nice little squish there.
Yeah. A little bit of a boop. Oh. So that means Zermatt is going to be coming out of the pits in a second. And we're going to see a bunch more guys coming in. It looks like SVR Twitch. Yeah, Madligro. Nope, she stayed out. I think Snauf might be coming in. Yep, he's coming in. Perfect pit entry. Staying in those white lines and hitting the wall as is tradition. And it also looks like we might be seeing Insanity pitting. Nope, stayed out. So clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. That's alright.
Actually, yeah, he's at 75% fuel right now.
Yeah, because remember Snuff crashed, so he's on a little bit of a different cycle.
Yeah.
So hearing a lot of shifting from SVR Twitch, probably just getting used to the car again as he runs wide. Again, the GTs are pretty spread out at the moment. Nobody's really close enough to be within striking range of another car. But there is a good battle between Zermatt and Phoenix, two drivers that normally would not be racing against each other directly. Zermatt because he's really fast, Phoenix because he doesn't race that much, he's usually a painter. But they are going toe-to-toe here in the A lobby of the Le Mans Revisite.
But, you know, sometimes the painter's gotta get on track and let his colors shine, you know?
Exactly. Plus, you know, there's a bit of satisfaction with it too. Just gotta go fast.
Yeah, man. Speaking of going fast, Jesco coming in there.
Yep. I think that tripped up the M3 a little bit. Notice how Zermatt gained in a little on the braking zone.
Oh yeah. I dare him to send it. He didn't send it.
Send not applied. Alright, so we're going to get our first temporary interview of the night from AMR the Hulk, one of our artists. So, Hulk, can you hear me? Hulk, can you hear me? Alright, looks like Hulk has accidentally turned on his face cam, so we'll try that again in a second.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, see if you can switch that off, Hulk. There we go. Alright,
Great.
so welcome to the booth again, Hulk. We last had you on during Sebring when you were explaining the MNR BTS cars. What do you got for us
Right, right.
today?
Oh, not much. You can see the AMR JSR collaboration car, Billabong Quicksilver Surfer Special that the guys wanted to do. Thought it'd be a little fun to play with something that's a little bit outside of everything else that was going to be race worthy. So that was a fun car to build, and we also did a prototype. So we got an LMP car on the track as well. That one's a little bit more race oriented. Just a lot of fun.
Alright, yeah, we've got the Aston Martin that you created on screen right now. So you said it was Billabong Surf inspired?
Yeah, Billabong, Quicksilver, Rip Curl. Got a little bit of Vans surfing group in there. A whole bunch of different little. Yeah, you can see. Let's see, what else was there? I'd have to remember. But it's completely surf inspired. So I did two versions of that car. We got the Cool Water, which is the blue-green aqua color, and then we did the Jaws version, which is a red version of the same car.
Cool. And are we going to see the red version today in the race later on, or are they going to stick with blue?
They're going to stick with blue with this group. The red version is going to be in the B lobby.
Gotcha. Alright, so we might see that car later today then.
Yeah, possibly.
Cool. So this car has been doing pretty well so far. Last stint, JSR South was right up there with the lead battle with those top four cars nose to tail.
Yeah, that was a great race. Those guys really put it together. That was interesting.
Yep. Right now, Lawrence is a little bit farther back, but he's only a couple spots down, so he's still got plenty of good in that car.
Oh yeah, I mean, like we've been practicing this for a few weeks now. They've got an idea of what they want to do. Right now, Lawrence is looking good. We like the fact that he's running in some clean air. There's nothing really friction-y going on around him. So he's just going to sit back, put on a few miles, and see where we can go.
All right. So thanks again for coming in, Hulk. And
No problem. You guys enjoy the race, huh?
Yeah, and we possibly might hear from you later on.
Absolutely. Very big chance of that.
All right. Well, that was AMR the Hulk coming in for a chat. Thanks again, Hulk, and best of luck to your team.
All right, what's up, guys? Go MR.
Woo! All right, so
That was nice.
yeah, he's a really cool dude. I like chatting with Hulk. Excuse me.
You are excused.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
So if I can just draw your attention, dear viewers, to our map, you can see we have currently highlighted ESV Scottson, the number 1. And if you look at the number 2, that's Huracan. So you can see the gap is about the entire Porsche Curves exit plus Corvette plus Ford. So that's a pretty substantial gap, about 3/4 of a mile at this point in time. LSCM Jesco a little bit farther back. Then we have Ace Captain Slow, still farther back. And then a whole glut of cars. Insanity, Law, and then Envy. So Law's actually past Envy again.
On his way back up after the wall incident
Yeah.
that happened earlier.
And then the leader in GT is now Williams Mitch, who we'll see now. Just going to come across the line. And we'll just check his fuel real quick. So Mitch is on 25% fuel right now. Next closest car is SSR Roberts, who is on 48%, so they're on the same stop. The Aston has a bigger tank. Next up, LSEM 0 on 30, so he's due for a stop pretty soon. Zombie Gut Kill 60, he's going to be out here for a while still. Zermatt 82, so he pitted more recently, so he should be a lot closer to Mitch than he is now. Chasmo just behind, also on the same strategy as Zermatt, only pitted 1 or 2 laps ago. See Chasmo cutting a bit. AMR Lawrence behind, also on the same strat. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to see Mitch, number 8, highlighted. He's going to drop back to probably just a little bit in front of number 12, somewhere between Boberts and Gutkill, who are then going to drop back when they pit. So Mitch is in front, but not by as much as it looks like. And Snaffleupagus has made his second pit a couple laps ago. Still trying to recover from that incident at Arnage. So that's a bit of a GT update for everybody. And only fair to do it to the Protos as well. We see SSR Envy in the 7th position, bringing up the rear in that beautiful candy apple red car with white highlights. LSEM Insanity is in the 6th position. Woohoo! Can I get a Go LSEM as Donald Duck boost?
Go LSEM, yeah!
Oh yeah. In the 5th position, TLR Law, recovering from his earlier setbacks, plural. Looks like there's a car with no headlights there. I think that's Insanity, right behind Law, so perhaps Law made another mistake? It's unusual. In the 4th position, we have Ace Captain Slow, still just trucking along. LSEM Jesco in the 3rd spot, going into Indianapolis now. In 2nd, only a few seconds ahead, pun intended, AMS Huracan, about 6 or 7 seconds between those two. And the clear and undisputed leader of this race, ESV Scottson. He is flying right now. Absolutely no chill on this guy. Just look at that gap. He's got almost a whole sector on the guy in 2nd.
Yeah, that is very large gap there.
Yeah.
He's just been going up.
Yeah, and we know that Huracan is not slow. He's a very, very fast driver. He's got a bunch of wins on TORA, NASCAR, V8 supercars. Just that Scott is on that extra little level in these cars. This is his specialty. So, Boost, when's your next stint?
It's this next stint coming up.
Oh, perfect. Same with me.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah. It's just the weirdest thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Weird how life lines itself up like that sometimes. No, but probably gonna see me mosey toeing in the back of the Proto field in the A lobby. Just chilling.
Just chilling. Whoop whoop.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Mike, I will try my best to set you up good, but I can't promise anything.
Don't make promises you cannot keep, my friend. Yeah. Nande097, we absolutely do read our chat pretty regularly. It's an important part of the Twitch experience, the live chat. It looks like Zermatt has gotten past Gutkill. Opening up a bit of a gap now. You can see just off in the distance that Aston Martin. See the blue number 10 on the indicator. That's Zermatt. Chasmo also making his way through. Brislow, we were just talking about your paint about an hour ago. It looks really good. The LCM Ferrari.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Here's Chasmo. You can see the tail lights there of the Ferrari of Zombie Kill. A little bit of ESV on SSR action at some point. Further back, Koenigsegg R has made some inroads, passing Gashley, Twitch, and Phoenix, and Adlergirl, all three of whom appear to be in a battle at the moment. So Adlergirl, or Twitch rather, taking a very defensive line on the inside. Adlergirl a little bit behind Phoenix. I suspect this is another one of those odd pit cycle moments, which is not a true indicator of the position. Yeah, just look at the closing distance between the M3 and the Corvette. Well, just that M3 just does not look happy, does it, Boost?
No, it is angry. It is the embodiment of being mad. Sounds mad too. It's a V8 Rumble.
Yeah. It's just a very satisfying car. Isn't it?
Yes. Which is nice and precise as all things should be.
Okay. We try not to do impressions here, but that's alright.
Well, then what about the Donald Duck thing?
Well, Donald Duck is a
fire?
human. That's different.
Oh, okay. Alright, I got you.
Yeah,
My apologies.
it's okay. Learning on the job. It's a hard job.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed.
Got approximately 30 to 40 minutes remaining in the stint. Just making our way through here. Jump back up to Chasmo. I think he's the next closest person to another car. And it looks like the back of LMP1 is tightening up a bit. Envy and Insanity are closing in here. Yeah, you can see Envy is catching Insanity at a pretty rapid rate. So that's something to check back on in a few laps. But Chasmo and Gutkill is the battle of the moment. Making their way through Roadrunner Corner.
Making their way downtown.
You know, some people would say that we're so good at impressions, we'll get a copyright strike. And you'd be wrong, because we're garbage at impressions.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Sometimes it really do be like that.
Yep.
Really do.
See a bit of a wiggle there from the Ferrari up ahead.
Ooh.
The Zombie having some problems, perhaps?
Getting a little sideways there.
That was a bit more than a little sideways. That was very, very sideways.
Oh, okay, I thought I would stay a little bit, but yeah, that was some nice Tokyo drift action there.
Oh yeah. Drifting is an important part of motorsport, contrary to what some people might believe.
Yep. The more angle you get, the more style points you get, and those are what matter in an endurance race.
You're absolutely correct, my friend. It's just objectively true.
Yes, it is.
So we're still on board with Chasmo. And commentator requires a very short break. I will return momentarily, so in the meantime, you get the wonderful sounds of this Porsche.
Oh yeah, so what's up everybody? It's Donald Duck taking over. Oh shit! Oh my god!
Chasmo's up the inside, overtaking Zombie Gut Kill in the first chicane of the Mulsanne Straight. Oh yeah. However, and the 911 is going to be able to get away with the acceleration that it has. But the Ferrari will start to close that distance in the top speed department. I don't think we'll be able to capitalize on that too much here because we have the second chicane coming up. In case you're wondering, flip mode, Darkster has stepped away for a second, and so I'm here taking over. And yeah, Chasmo's, he's pulling away at this point. Some good stuff there. And so in fact that I don't have the controls over the camera, you're just gonna get to look at the 911 driven by Mr. Chasmo. Yeah, let's here. We can figure out how much distance there is between two of the cars now. And the distance is broken between the two of them. Nice, alright. Can't tell you how much distance there is, but I can tell you that it is a good amount. Actually, just kidding. Showed up on screen. It's like, it was like 150 feet exiting the corner. Now probably around 300 feet or so. Heading into the Porsche curves. In the meantime, an interesting did you know fact. Did you know that in order to... Oh, Zombie gets a little bit sideways there twice, catching the dirt there. Oh yeah, you can't see that. I forgot. Well, Zombie got a little bit sideways there in the Porsche curves, but interesting did you know fact. Did you know that in order to win a race, you need to finish in front of all the other competitors? Bet you didn't know that. But also what you probably don't know is the fact that Zombie is in the pits now. He's at 29% fuel. And so yeah, that means that he's gonna fall back to where he's supposed to be now. Thank you for mentioning that, Moshies. Doing a better job at noticing this than I am. And yeah, Chasmo is at 58% fuel as well. But yeah, Williams, I have an interesting laugh. It's just, yeah, it be like that, you know, sometimes. And yeah. So that was that. Now Chasmo is just all by himself. Next closest driver is TPR Zermatt, as Scottson goes by there. He's been doing an amazing job this race. Okay, but okay, good to know I'm not the only one. Yeah, we're all having a good time here, lads. We'll say, would it be nice to know how much time there was left in the race, but instead we get to look at lap 3 of 3 for a timed race, which is a bit of an epic gamer moment there for sure. And so yeah. Side of that, let's look behind here. Actually, quickly as well. AMR Lawrence isn't too far behind Chasmo. That's a good distance in this corner and stuff. No, yeah, Mr. Nandeo, I probably butchered that so bad. Nandy Man. Yes, yeah. Yeah, things definitely happen. Change happens very quickly in the Nandio. Okay, thank you. All right, 20 minutes left in this. Then just about. According to Bullet. Yeah, thank you for the clarification there. Oh yeah, get some nice spicy emojis in here as well. Yeah, it's things like that which helps keep my terrible self going here. Oh no! According to getting a secret message from just saying about 3 minutes left. Really? Yeah. Yeah, I got at Mr. Beef Missile 3 minutes and then a poop emoji, which is great. So it looks like there isn't too much time left then. Yeah, it's a nice production value here from myself. This race has about another 10 minutes. I'm getting told many different times right now. I'm very scared. Alright, Michael, see you laters. Have work. Alright, that's the second. Alright, so 30 minutes. Alright, we're gonna stick with that. 23.543 minutes. Alrighty. Alright, so yeah, about 20 to 30 minutes left. Somewhere. We got several different times going up at once. I'm gonna go with that. There's about there's another 3 hours left before the stint's end. I'm sorry, guys. I've extended it. Yes, that is right. We end when the timer goes. That's the okay emoji sound effect, according to me. But getting back to the race here, I've kind of gotten very off topic. Guess I'll just run through the positions. I haven't done that in a bit, so starting with the Protos, ESV Scottson is up front in first place, has been for just about the entire time. He's doing a very great run there. Followed up by AMS Huracan in second place. Having a pretty solid, really solid run himself. Going nice and fast, as the fast boys do. In third place, we have LSCM Jesco. Again, another pretty solid run. Doesn't seem like there was too much action going on for him. We end when Ben snaps his fingers with the Infinity Gauntlet on. Oh dearie me, no, not the Infinity Gauntlet. HD track extended. Clip it! Gotta clip it. No. And then quite a while, and a little bit of a ways back from Jesco is TLR Law. He unfortunately had a couple incidences throughout the race, and he had to claw his way back up from last. He's done a very good job at that for sure. In fifth place, not too far behind Mr. Law, is Captain Slow. Contrary to the name, he has not been Captain Slow. He's been doing pretty darn good. And then sixth place for the Protos, we have Insanity, followed by Envy in seventh. Those two have been in pretty close vicinity of each other as well, but no real battle has formed. Onto the GT cars. And first for the GTs, we have Williams Mitch, who has gotten quite a bit of has about a Porsche curve's worth of gap from T-Car Zermatt in second for the GTs, followed by Chasmo, coming with the with the track is he's gotten twitchy there as I've gone up on the screen for him, but he saved it. Good man, good man. 11th lost count. Fourth. All right, in fourth place we have AMR Lawrence, who has had a bit of action with a couple other drivers nearby. Speaking of nearby, there's SSR Boberts in 5th place inside of his 911 race boy, followed by LCFC. Thanks. And I lost count again. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then 6th is 0. Yeah, this is some quality content, followed by Zombie Cut Kill. Behind him is Twitch, who no, he's had some action throughout the race, yeah. Further back is RZM Phoenix, who's heading into the pits. It's rather strange. He's back down in would be 16th out of 20 places. I've lost count again. I'm not going to even try to count again because I've already embarrassed myself enough. And so with that, Koenigsegg R is now going to advance up a position. As for penalties, no penalties I don't think have been called. However, there has been some chat about a track descending incident with Chasmo, which happened not too long ago. And then going back into the places, we have VTX Gasly. What are the GT gaps? The GT gaps, they are overall they're pretty spread out. However, there is AMR Lawrence who's actually going up the inside of Zombie Gut Kit. Well, however, Zombie is saying no to that. Would have been pretty cool to see it, but the man with the camera is not here at the moment, sadly. All good, Mr. Darkshaw. All good, all good. I'm sorry that I'm doing such a terrible job at commentating while you are away. And so actually, I'm just going to get the lovely sounds of me commentating Lawrence going up the inside of Zombie. Ooh! Zombie is not giving up! Man! And so yeah, that's the pass there. Now AMR Lawrence has advanced up a position, but with that happening, SVR Twitch is now right on Zombie's bumper. So we have a nice little 3-car battle going on here in the tail end of the stint. Jasmine's clean what we talked about. Wait, did I make a mistake there? I might. Heck. He's not even. Okay, yeah, that was a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at this. Don't listen to anything that I'm saying. Sorry, not freak. Yeah, Dark's not here at the moment. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. He was clean. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think Chasmo's fine. Yeah. Yeah. You know, yeah, you guys would definitely know best. I mean, you've been staring at his driving for the past forever. Yeah, I am so sorry. I am... Dear... Break.
And we are back. Do apologize for the long delay there.
Yeah, and I apologize for my incorrect information while you were gone, being rubbish.
Ah,
Save me, please. I'm scared.
it's quite alright. Yes, the Dark Sir is back, fear not. Alright, so, dear viewers and co-commentator, what have I missed in the last 15 minutes?
Well, nothing too much has happened. If anything, there was a pretty decent moment. There was a little bit of a three-way battle between Lawrence, Zombie, and Twitch. A little bit of distance between the three of them at this point. But yeah.
It looks like they're pretty close right now, actually.
Oh, yes, yeah, they are. I guess I was saying relatively speaking compared to what was going on previously, but yeah.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Okay. So again, we do apologize for the protracted delay there, with only one commentator. Nature called.
Yeah, you can't say no when nature calls, you know.
Indeed. It's a gamble not worth taking.
Yep.
So just to catch everybody back up to speed here, ESV Scottson is your race leader and is making his presumably final pit stop. In the second position is AMS Huracan. Running in third, LSEM Jesco. In fourth spot, TLR Law. Fifth position is Ace Captain Slow. Let's see if he made his last stop yet. He may have, not quite sure. In sixth is LSEM Insanity. Seventh, SSR Envy. In the GTs, your leader is Williams Mitch, who has a massive lead over the second position car of Chasmo. In third, LSEM 0. Remember, we are in the middle of a pit cycle, so this is going to be a little off. TPR Zermatt up next in the Aston. Then it's AMR Lawrence, also in the Aston. Behind Lawrence, SVR Twitch in the Corvette for SVR. Zombie got kill in the SSR for iRacing Ferrari. SSR Boberts in the Gran Turismo Porsche. Then it's Koenigsegg R for SVR Orange. RZM Phoenix for Servilicious. BM Adlergirl for Beast Mode. VTX Gashly for VTX. And bringing up the rear, Snuffleupagus. Now, I believe that Snuff will be on his final pit, and he is. And some of these other drivers will still have an additional pit stop to make. So it is quite likely that we'll see Snuff move a little bit up through the field. So Boost, it's getting pretty near the end here. Are you expecting or thinking that anybody might make some late moves to scythe their way up through the field a bit?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, if anything, there's a nice sort of closer distance 4-car train between Lawrence up in 12th out of 20 and then Roberts in 15th out of 20, so maybe something might go on there. But overall, I think things might stay the way they are outside of the pit cycles, you know, readjusting.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky to do a through the field during a pit cycle.
And actually, yeah, with that Twitch is going into the pits, he was in that little train going.
So just a little bit of information for all of you lovely people in chat. We are going to have a very slight period of downtime between this stint and the next one as we switch casters. So going from me to Snuffleupagus. Shouldn't be more than a few seconds, but just so you guys don't freak out if your TV or whatever goes to black, that is why. So Scott has an absolutely enormous lead over Huracan. It's pretty spread out in LMP1. GT also relatively spread out. So we're at that odd stage in the race where there isn't much racing happening. It's more just hot lapping at this point in time. Last stint we got a little spoiled with that crazy long fight, but not this time.
Yeah, this stint overall has just kind of been really smooth sailing and not too much action, just kind of nice and steady as she goes.
Just on board with Zermatt here in the JSR Jota car, which interestingly contains 0 Jota drivers. Maybe it's some kind of foreshadowing.
Ooh, oh, that would be a nice way to spice up the plot,
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it do?
Yes, it would.
Still can't get over how precise Zermatt is through all these corners.
It's almost mesmerizing. If you stare into the car, does the car stare back?
Not sure. I would hope, maybe, if it has a good reflection.
No, yeah, the reflection might do it. If anything, Phoenix is down 17th place. I think that's due to pit stuff. Yeah. I believe so. It's due to pit stuff.
Yeah, I think Phoenix is going to be making up a few spots at the end here, as will Lawrence and Roberts.
Yeah.
Was that Mitch coming out of the pits? He's in the pits. Okay, so Mitch is in the pits. His final stop, so I was right. So he's coming out. Wow. Incredible. Here's 0. So he's in second on the road. And Zermatt third, just a little bit behind. I think Chasmo might be pitting. Nope, staying out. Let's see if anybody else is going to try to duck in. Lawrence, nope. Nope, no takers. Okay, we got one. Zombie Gut Kill, I think. Yep, so Zombie Gut Kill making his final stop in the SSR iRacing vehicle. A little bit of a sloppy entrance, but he was within the lines, so that's good.
Maybe sloppy, but it got the job done.
Indeed. That's really the minimum level there. Did it work? If the answer is yes, then all is well. Koenigsegg are also making up a few spots on this cycle. Bit of a cut there. So the Viper's brake light is the Viper badge. Check this out when he hits the brakes next time. It's really cool. I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
There it is. It's pretty cool.
So cool. Whoa, it's shiny.
Yeah. Let's see if Gasly or Snelf pit. Nope. They are probably good to go to the end. We're going to hop back on board with BM Adlergirl chasing down Phoenix. Now, the last Beast Mode guys that we saw were, I think, Norm, and I don't recall who, but they did the ASCC series last year. That was an absolutely tragic cut by RZ and Phoenix. Not even on the track anymore. Brutal.
Well.
Looks like Phoenix did back off a little. Was that in the pit lane? Or is it just Envy being a little bit behind? Maybe just a little behind. So Adler Girl and Phoenix is... Oh, Bobberts is disconnected. According to Chasmo, Bobberts is gone. Doing so well up until this point. But Bobberts is no more. So that's incredibly unfortunate.
Thank you, Chasmo, for the information, getting it out while you're racing. Although I wouldn't advise texting and driving, it has worked out nicely in this case.
All these dang kids with their superhuman abilities.
Yeah, kids these days.
Yeah. You was but a wee lad.
Back in my day, it was just rocks and sticks.
Okay. So Adlergirl is doing well to try to chase down Phoenix. I'm not quite sure if she's going to get there, but a good effort nonetheless. Looks like Snalf and VTX Gashley are having a good fight right now as TLR Law makes his way through. Bit of a rough stint for the Tech Life driver. Oh, Snalf almost made the same mistake he made earlier. So it's Snalf versus Gashley. This may be a little bit biased, but of the two, I think Snalf is objectively a little bit faster. But they're putting on a pretty good showing right now. SFM versus VTX. But I think Snalf may have gotten the better for the time being.
Ooh, caught the grass a little bit there.
Yeah, that almost went very, very poorly there for Snuff.
Yeah, managed to save it though, and gained quite a bit of distance in the aftermath of it there.
Yeah. See a little bit of a sloppy second Ford chicane. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Near disaster for totally different reasons there.
Okay, let's see, so it's good.
Oh, here comes Ace. Up the inside of his teammate. Oh, that threw Snuff off wide there. So again, we're at that kind of awkward point in the race where everybody's really spread out. Not too much going on at this time in the event. But what about Scottson? He's just putting on a clinic today. No mercy, no surrender. Which is brutal.
He is so far ahead.
Him and Mitch both just dominating right now.
Yeah. in the meantime, I could bring you up an interesting did you know fact.
What you got for me?
All right. Did you know that the average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is 7 pitches?
I did not.
Well, now you do.
Thank you for that piece of trivia. My life has been enriched. That is fantastic information.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, my mom is telling me I need to take the dogs out, and since the stint's about to start, I think I have to head out now. Thank you very much for having me here, despite my shortcomings, let's call them.
It's quite alright.
And yeah. Good luck to you all. Farewell.
Thanks again, Boost.
Yep, no problem. Anytime.
Alrighty. So that was LSEM Boost on the comms with me for most of this stint. And in just a few minutes, this stint should end. And we will have our next stint getting started. Riding on board with Koenigsegg R in SVR Orange. Had a couple of issues at the beginning, pitted with some damage, but has now fought his way back. Tom doing a good job. This might actually end up in a pass here between Koenigsegg R and LSEM 0. I think of the two, Koenigsegg has a bit more multi-class experience and therefore may be able to get around 0. But he's not going to make any dumb moves. He's going to think this through very carefully. Very experienced driver. I don't think 0 has anything to worry about in terms of like a crazy crash or anything. And thanks again, Flipmo, for pointing out the spotter guide. If you haven't gotten it already, head on over to @thereal_TORA on Twitter. You can download the spotter guide a few tweets back. Version 2 is up. It's got most of the cars on it. Didn't quite get a buy-in from all the teams, but everybody that did submit a car is on the guide. So definitely check it out. It's a really good tool for viewing the different cars on track, so you can kind of keep track. Thanks again, Flat. And there's only a couple of laps left in this stint. Just winding down here, nice and slow. Remember, there is a time reset between 6 and 7, so even if 6 starts an hour late, 7 will start on time, so there is the possibility that we'll have to cut away from 6 to bring you 7. I think a prototype just came through there that looks like Ace in the SFM Competizione car, which I will be hopping in next stint. Ace is back up to the 5th position after starting in 2nd. Had a nice lead build up by myself and Diablo for him. Oh, what was that, Ace? If somebody disconnects, they get miles equivalent to the number of laps they completed. plus 75% of the difference between that and their next worst non-lag out stint. So you get a decent amount of distance left, but you still lose a lot. Let's cut away from Ace here. It looks like TLR Law has actually caught back up to LSEM Jesco a bit, which is impressive considering he's done essentially a full extra pit stop. He may have to make another one at the end here unless he's just trying to time it just right. But Law is within sight of Jesco. You can see the green and white LSEM Peugeot approaching the end here. You can see the dawn coming. We're almost there, everybody. Sparks, are you saying I'm pronouncing Peugeot incorrectly? You think it is Peugeot? It's Peugeot. Peugeot. Oh, instance over. Okay. So, Scottson, commanding win. As expected, no surprises there. Well done to Scott. Good job, friendo. Good job. So Scottson wins the stint, to the surprise of no one. Second place, AMS Huracan. Third, LSEM Jesco. 4, TLR Law, right behind him. 5, Ace Captain Slow. 6, LSEM Insanity. I think these two may have crashed at the very end. 7, SSR Envy. First in GT, Williams Mitch. Second, TPR Zermatt. Chasmo in third. LSEM 0 in the fourth position. Koenigsegg R in fifth. Sixth will be AMR Lawrence. Then Zombie Gut Kill. RZM Phoenix. BM Adler Girl 89. SVR Twitch. Snaufleophagus. And at the rear, VTX Gashley. Alright everyone, that is going to conclude SFM's coverage of stint number 4. We're going to move down to stint number 5, which is going to take us just a minute to get that situated. So please bear with us while we switch over. Should be only a minute or two of downtime. All right. So thanks again, and within the next 5 minutes, we'll be back up and running. So don't go anywhere. Stay put, nice and tight. Darkser signing off.